Alex Apostle. I'm the superintendent of the Missoula County Public Schools, and I appreciate the opportunity to address you today, to welcome you, and to introduce the second annual culinary competition, which is really going to be quite an event, and I'm sure as the years go by, it'll even be more competitive and larger and larger and larger. Thank you all for coming to support the 6 teams of our high school culinary students who will be competing today. The Missoula County Public Schools Student Culinary Competition, of course, is in its 2nd year and is brought to you by Missoula County Public Schools, Missoula College, the University of Montana Dining Services, Food Corps Montana, and Garden City Harvest. Well, for one thing for sure, Missoula County Public Schools will win today, so that's good. And we didn't stack the deck. But at Hellgate, Big Sky, and Sentinel, high school students have the opportunity to engage in 3 levels of culinary training. Culinary Arts 1 is an introductory course to the culinary arts. Culinary Arts 2 builds off of that foundational knowledge. And finally, Culinary Arts 3 is the most advanced course in which students are asked to try and test their culinary skills in a variety of ways. Today's culinary competition will showcase students of the advanced culinary programs. And I must tell you that I was at an event yesterday at Big Sky High School where we kind of kicked off their acceptance into the International Baccalaureate program, and the Culinary 2 students at Big Sky were responsible for the food, and they did an outstanding job. I asked them, are you going to be competing today? And they said, no, we're Culinary 2. They're Culinary 3. The hands-on experimental learning these students engaged in throughout the process of this competition will prove invaluable to their personal and professional lives, and there's no question about that. Teams are made up of 2 student chefs, and teams had the option to have a team manager who could step in as an alternate if necessary. Students have been mentored through the recipe development process by Missoula College culinary students and have been instructed for many months by their exceptional culinary teachers or coaches. Okay, today's teams are, and if you would please step forward when I call your school. From Hellgate High School, we have Kathy Semmelroth as coach and Sam Steiger as their mentor. Team Gold from Hellgate, Ivory Eister and Elizabeth Young. Pardon me if I don't pronounce your last name correctly. I'm pretty close here though. Team Red from Hellgate, Ben Seal and Boyd G. From Big Sky High School, you can go ahead and be seated. From Big Sky High School, we have Mary Fillmore as coach and Casey Warner as their mentor. Team Gold from Big Sky, Levi Hoover and Janie Stevens, with Anitra Schmidt as their team manager. Team Blue from Big Sky, Tony Subert and Fallon Vaughn. Is that correct? From Sentinel High School, we have Lois Reimers as coach and Kevin Woolley and Tom Coney as mentors. Team Gold from Sentinel, Olivia Edwards and Lucas Schredengust, with Janae Mitchell as their team manager. Lucas, did I pronounce your name fairly close?
Not quite, but it works.
Why don't you
Shrek. It's Schreckengust.
Schreckengust.
Yep.
Thank you. Okay, Team Purple from Sentinel, Bennett Nez and Wyatt Wilcox, with Max Bush as their team manager. Again, I'd like to welcome you to the MCPS Student Culinary Competition, and good luck, of course, to all of our teams. I know you're going to do a great job, and this will be a great day. Thank you.
Good morning, and again, welcome to the competition. My name is Amy Harvey, and I am the Food Corps Service Member with Garden City Harvest and MCPS. Food Corps is a nationwide team of AmeriCorps leaders who connect kids to real food and help them grow up healthy. You'll be hearing more about Food Corps later in the day, but I would like to take this opportunity to introduce the Montana Food Corps Fellow, Ms. Kirsten Gerbach, who is going to be helping me co-host today's event. You'll see us in the food court shirts, which will help. I'd like to thank, again, our event partners who put all their hard work into making this event possible. And as Dr. Fossil said, we have MCPS, Food Nutrition Services, University of Montana Dining, Garden City Harvest, Missoula College, and Food Court Montana. So we are here today to celebrate the MCPS Culinary Arts programs. In addition, we would like to highlight sustainable local food projects happening here in Missoula. The winning recipe from today's competition will be featured on the school breakfast menu and served at all MCPS schools in Missoula. Exciting part of this competition. So to begin, I would like to give you a brief overview of the day ahead of us. As we said, we have 6 teams in today's competition. They will be rotating through our 3 cooking stations behind me between 9:30 a.m. and 12:30 this afternoon. Each team will have 10 minutes to set up their cooking stations, 45 minutes to cook their dishes, 10 minutes to plate and deliver their creations to our 3 seated judges, and 5 minutes to clean up their stations. At the end of that plating period is when our tasting judges will be enjoying your creations. And as we said, our cooking order today is as follows. First, we have Sentinels, Team Purple. Second, we have Big Skies, Team Gold. Third, we have Hellgates, Team Gold. Fourth, we have Big Skies, Team Blue. Fifth, we have Sentinels, Team Gold. And lastly, we have Hellgates, Team Red. And it will be an action-packed day ahead of us. Might not sound like it now, but it'll go very quickly as we rotate through these 6 teams. And we'd love if you could stick around and watch these students create delicious breakfast recipes that highlight local ingredients. And feel free to come and go throughout the day, but do keep in mind that our award ceremony with Mayor Engen will begin shortly after 1 p.m. this afternoon. And that's when we'll be awarding all of our wonderful prizes for the day. So right now we're going to take a 10-minute break while our teams get into position. And then at 9:30 we will be kicking off officially the event. So if we're going to take a break, teams, we can get into position. And thank you all, and good luck to all of our teams. Have a great day. Come on up, judges. So, we have a wonderful panel of judges for today. We have Natasha Hegman. Yes, I said it right, good. From UM Dining. She is going to be one of our seated tasting judges, as is Chef Campbell from Missoula College Culinary Arts Program, as is Jason Mandala from Garden City Harvest, the Harvest coordinator. So, these are our 3 seated judges who will be tasting your dishes today. And then Edward Christensen, who will be wandering back in. He's in black chef's black suits. He is going to be the floor judge who will be responsible for that, checking out your food safety and watching your preparation techniques. So he'll be wandering around too, so don't be alarmed when he comes near your cooking station. Yeah. Okay. Yes.
Don't be so afraid to ask questions, okay? You're here to learn more than anything. So don't look at us like we're going to bite your head off. If you have trouble, you can't remember, or you need some help, feel free to ask.
And even though this is a competition, we all know that the most important part of this is the experience and the learning process that has gone into this. Because I know it's been a lot of work for everybody here. So that, that's the most important part, and let's keep that in mind throughout the day. So, okay. Our first goal for this competition is to provide you MCPS high school students with opportunity for hands-on experimental learning, experiences with commercial kitchens, nutritional analysis of ingredients, and opportunity to participate in a collaborative teamwork process. That was our first goal. Our second goal for this competition is to provide student-developed recipes for MCPS food nutrition services that are within school breakfast and school lunch requirements, which all of your recipes will fall into, and we'll talk more about recipe guidelines in just a minute. The third goal is to highlight Montana grown and produced foods and identify ingredients that can be used in MCPS food service in the future. The fourth goal was to develop a dynamic partnership between our partner organizations, which we have mentioned already today, and that also engages the larger Missoula community. And finally, our last goal is to create opportunities for post-secondary education preparation and the mentorship within the culinary arts fields with our Missoula College program mentors. So that was kind of our main goals for this competition. So we have a few more minutes of our setup time for our first team. So we'll let them finish setting up, and then we'll be back. Guidelines and a few of our rules. we'll let them get started.
Yes.
Okay, very much.
So, Ed Christensen is from MCPS Food and Nutrition Services, and he'll be actively watching the team today throughout the competition to make sure they're compliant with all food safety regulations. How's it going so far today, Ed?
Pretty good, so I think we're doing good.
I think we are too. Most of these students are ServSafe certified. Folks in the audience, are you ServSafe certified? Any competitors here? Raise them high. That's a great certification to have. Thank you. Thank you, judges. Right on. All right. In the unlikely event that a team were to violate a food safety procedure, which Ed would scope out, so keep busy, don't want me to deter you, then they'll be disqualified from the competition. We take food safety very seriously with MCPS. And also like to add that Ed will be looking for how well teams demonstrate their food preparation technique, because we all know it's not just about how the food tastes, it's how it looks when it shows up on the judge's list. So we're thinking about that. Up to 20 points today are possible for demonstrated consistency, safety, utilization of time, time management skills, workstation organization, and cleanliness. So that 10 minutes leading up to the actual cooking time is worth 20 points total if the high school chef contenders are able to do it efficiently, effectively, and with food safety in mind. All right, and with that, we'll be interviewing the three seated judges over here in just a little while.
Now we're done.
Yeah, hi, hey Bennett, can you help me clean this area?
Oh, it's off again.
Bennett, can you check the time?
What?
Check the time, please. And 7 minutes, roll this out.
Where's your big cooking utensil?
Alrighty, so for the Colgate goal, that's the start of their 10-minute setup time. And we'll have all 3 teams cooking here in a moment. Ed Christensen, our core judge, is seriously recording notes, taking points on the setup, which is safety, and the preparation technique. While our teams are getting cooking, he's going to like to take the opportunity to introduce our judges and get to know them a little bit more. So over here, at our judging table, we have Natasha Heidner. She's from UM We'll be interviewing them one by one, so just an overview first. In the middle here, and were you a judge last year, Natasha? No, first year judge, all right. Jason, were you a judge last year? No, but you were both here, is that right?
No, we were pretty.
Never mind. I planted a memory of you here. Jason Mandal is with Garden City Harvest, a local nonprofit, and he is the farm to school coordinator and one of the amazing site supervisors for our food court program in Missoula. Right on, right on. We'll get to know Jason in a little bit. And over here, I just got to introduce myself just before to Chef Campbell, and he's with Missoula Culinary College. Is that right? And it's a pleasure to have him here. Your students provided mentorship to some of our teams today. Great. All right. Who wants to step right up first? A little interview? No? I think I'd like to get to know our judges a bit more. We don't want to block the view of Station 2 with UM Dining. What do you do here?
Thanks, Kirsten. I manage the garden for UM Dining. So we have a small garden on campus where we grow food for all of the dining operations on campus. We provide fresh food for the food zoo, which is the main dining operation on campus. So we grow things like fresh spinach this time of year. We just had a big harvest of spinach last week, and we get to see those things consumed by the college students that eat in our dining operations on campus. So that's my job.
Great. Well, thank you for telling us a little bit about that. And kind of what are the experiences, the food, culinary, and agricultural experiences that you bring to this judge's position today?
What?
So thanks, we have rolled in.
Yeah.
So.
My experience, I took first on a professional experience that I did work in the environment.
Yeah. There we go. Looking good.
Yep.
I like the something.
Be gentle with her.
Oh, yeah. She's gonna come out beautiful. Yeah. There we go.
Looks beautiful.
Good jobs out there. The chocolate is fabulous, but she made me some magical risotto last night. So, don't worry, there's no conflict of interest here. But just say, Natasha does deserve a right to have a position on this judging. One last question for you. I won't make it a hard one. What are you hoping, to taste and see and try today in the culinary competition that is, fiercely happening behind us?
Well, I'm just so excited that the culinary competition is taking on breakfast food this year. One, because I love breakfast food. Breakfast is my favorite meal today. And two, because I see an interesting opportunity to work with our public schools and nutrition program to help bring healthier, more exciting breakfast to students in schools, help them have positive educational experiences. So I'm super excited to taste what the students have going on for breakfast.
Yeah. Well, thank you so much, Natasha. And we look forward to hearing your judging on the breakfast items that we see this afternoon. So thank you. Who agrees? Breakfast, one of the most important meals of the day, if not the most important meal? Yeah. I would eat breakfast for every meal, right after ice cream. I love ice cream. Our second judge, we'll move right along to Jason Mandal. Would you step right up? Thought I'd give you a chance to get on your feet a little bit.
Yes.
Yeah, move around a little bit. So, Jason,
Yes.
this being your first year at the culinary competition as well, let's start off with the last question I have for Natasha there. What are you hoping to see, taste, experience today?
you want to know what a challenge it is for Ed and his team to come up with things that taste good within the tough economic bounds of cooking school breakfasts and lunches. So I'm really interested to see what they can pull off, kind of working within that system and making something that's good and can be transferable so that kids throughout the school system can have access to it, hopefully, for many years to come.
Yeah, exactly, and I appreciate you giving a nod to how hard the MCPS Central Kitchen staff need to work in order to meet those nutrition guidelines that all schools need to follow for breakfast, lunch, and snack, and in some cases, dinner when schools serve the supper meal. So it is quite a challenge. The students are really working within the confines of what a real food service staff needs to think about on a day-to-day basis. Exactly. Could you share a little more? I gave an introduction that you were the farm school coordinator with Garden City Harvest, but could you share a little more about your work?
Sure. So our farm to school program partners closely with MCPS, doing lots of nutrition education, garden education, and farm education for all kids K through 12. That includes helping schools with school gardens to use them as outdoor classrooms. We also host farm field trips at the Peas Farm. We have about 2,500 students come up every year for those. And we also do in-class work for the Farmer in the Classroom program with all the second grades. This is a monthly visit from one of our farm educators, and they get to learn about food and grow stuff in their classroom, and learn about nutrition, and really focus on what we can grow here in Montana and how that comes about.
Thank you. So a lot of what Garden City Harvest does is the educators and farmers and school garden coordinators, they connect kids to food and to the land and our local agriculture. And in a lot of ways that kind of opens the first door for kids to take the first step into having some pretty profound food experiences to connect with where their food comes from, who grows it, and you're a big part of that, Missoula. What was your first or most memorable food experience that might have brought you to this work, or kind of inspired you to get involved in farming, food systems, food education?
My grandma she's Italian, and she was a very good cook, and we always went to her house on Sunday nights for dinner, and so as a whole family, we had a big extended Italian family, and she would just make delicious food, and it was always really unique stuff. So I wanted to learn, and then when I got to in my teens, about the age of a lot of these guys, I just started asking her more and more about it, and she taught me a lot of stuff, and that kind of sent me down this road. I still cook lots of her, with lots of her ingredients today, lots of recipes, and actually I have lots of her. She passed away a few years ago. I have lots of. I was the only one who took all the cooking supplies, so I have all of them, and it's really I love cooking, so it's very special to me to get to be part of this.
And feel the magic of grandmothers or grandfathers, moms or dads who had some incredible presence in the kitchen, and we got to stand at their knees when we were little and watch them make incredible pies and dinner for everyone. For those of us who might not have had grandparents to hang out with in the kitchen and tell them to follow them around, we had home ec teachers and amazing class teachers with family and consumer scientists. And that's a really, really unique opportunity that honestly is kind of dwindling in public education. All right, last but certainly not least, we have Chef Campbell here today as well. Stepping right up. All right, so we still have quite a day ahead of us. There's a lot of action happening behind us. And I bet you feel at home here. You're in your chef's whites. That's what I learned this morning. That's what they're called. Did I say that okay? Great. So I'm sure you feel right at home here. Could you share your experience at the Culinary College?
Morning.
my hat's off to your coaches. You've done a lot to get these competitors here today, and I think you're truly inspirational. And the students that are coming from your program to my program are top notch. You really need a round of applause for the teachers here. So, yeah, I'm kind of in my element, but it's much nicer to be sitting here than over there. I can tell you that these kids are really stressing right now, and they've probably done a lot of practice to get to this point. So their hard work is an amazing thing. To come out here and do this in your extracurricular time is, again, I think a great achievement. And it's wonderful to be a part of that educational experience.
Thank you. I'm going to ask you a couple more questions, so don't sit back down just yet. What was your entry point into food work or the culinary career?
I was going to be a lawyer, and then I got married, and then I found out that I had to go to work. So all along the time from my high school, probably 16 years on, I would work as a dishwasher and eventually a prep cook, going to college, supporting myself with that profession. And eventually it just became my full-time job. And I got fired, so I walked in the back door of a restaurant the next day that happened to be the finest restaurant in Seattle. And probably the most influential chef that I ever worked for, and it became a profession. So that's nearly 40 years ago.
Thank you. That was an unexpected story. I love when you learn unexpected things. I expected you to be like, well, started like 25 years ago, just a normal culinary high school kid or something like that. So I appreciate it. That was refreshing. I think when we were preparing for the culinary competitions, about 8:30 or so, before more of the audience members arrived and before the official competition started, and Amy was prepping all of the student chefs, and you added a piece of advice, kind of stepped up, and you said, remember to ask questions, guys, because this is a learning experience, and that's really the most important part, so don't be afraid to ask questions. And I think, were you referring to like along the way or during the private judging discussion? I forget what that was called, but what happened before the final judging and announcements? Yeah.
Anywhere along the line. Anywhere. I mean, it's so easy to get bogged down and make a little tiny error, and it can throw you completely off out into another zone. And if you can realize that, kind of get a little bit of hug, whatever, from the judges, can put you back on the path. So yeah, it should always be that we here as educators are here to support the students. And it doesn't matter if you're taking a test or not, it's still learning.
Excellent. Thank you. Thank you. So there might be some hugging going on from the judges, in case anyone needs a little support over here. All right. I think Station 1 is cruising along. Station 1, are you guys getting ready to plate? Oh, wow. Let's give a round of applause for Station 1. Excellent. All right. Well, now that we have our judges introduced, are there any questions for the judges out there in the audience?
I did that one time, and then I just crushed her out. I hate that one. It's only the like.
It's gonna be a good idea.
And the rest
Yeah, go get that taken care of. I'll do this.
Right, gentlemen, 10 minutes to play.
Thank you, sir.
All right.
sharpen the edge. All right. Make sure you're all the way through. Yeah, so when you guys play, just go straight to the judge. Sure. But my judging on people
this and then sprinkle with thyme and cheese.
And not reusing this knife.
No.
Elizabeth?
Yeah.
When you're holding a knife, put your thumb and your index finger right there.
On the knife.
You get more control.
I've learned that it's
Ugh.
Okay. So the three rounds. Second purple, your flash delivery. Between 70 and 79 points. The silver medal winners will have scored between 80 and 89 points. And our gold medal winners between 90 and 100 points. So, but this is a side note, medals do not represent the overall competition winners. Each team can be awarded any of the medals, essentially. The real hierarchy of first, second, third will be demonstrated by the trophies over there, who earns those trophies. So the three highest overall scores will be placed first, second, and third, regardless of your school affiliation. And the winning team members from the 2015 MCPS Student Culinary Competition will receive the chef's kits that are full of donations from local businesses. Have you guys gotten a chance to check out those chef's kits?
Don't forget the time.
They're pretty stacked. There's some pretty amazing cooking equipment in there, and they're all provided generously by local businesses and MCPS. Finally, not only will you win a chef's kit, trophies, medals, sweet t-shirts, but you will also gain eternal glory, because the winning entree will be adapted as necessary and featured on the MCPS breakfast or lunch menu for the upcoming school year. So it's pretty exciting stuff. And Amy will be giving an overview of what exactly is in the shop kit a little bit later. Would you like to introduce some of our chefs?
We're going to head over to our first team over here. Finished delivering their competition. Can you tell us a little bit about what you made today?
You guys have plenty of time.
We have plenty of time.
Did you make everything? Very impressive. Anything else you'd like to share about your recipe development process with the audience? Or how did it go?
Oh, it went pretty well. We forgot a couple of things, but we managed without them. Just close to the
So in the beginning time, and all according to plan? Perfect. Well, our judges are now enjoying our first entree.
It's nice
We give them a few minutes to enjoy and work on their breakfast. Feedback.
trying to eat more.
I really like the technique of using a yeast dough, an advanced technique in this amount of time. I thought that was well executed. It was seasoned nicely. Weren't afraid to use salt and pepper. So yeah, good job.
And then you can mix it in there. You can put all one.
Yeah.
There was zucchini in the hash brown.
That's good to be able to have that not taste yeast. And that is very impressive. Good to know.
I business here from the team after they were finished up their cooking time. Will you please tell me a little bit about how your practicing went? Come on up.
Big stick guys.
Will you tell us how many times you practiced and what your cooking situation was like compared to today?
Yeah, we practice about 20 times. I practice at home, mostly at school. And our space is actually about twice the size. So.
Well, nicely done. Consider. Okay. Perfect. You're off. And now our second team is on to the training portion.
All right. And we should clean our dishes.
Yeah.
Where's the best place to go? No, not well, so just right check on Diag at jalapenos online.
All right, well, it's uncertain where our coordinator is here in Caribbean. Oh, sorry, she is Big Sky Gold at station number 2. As you saw, plated and presented their dish to the seated judges just now. And judges are getting busy tasting and recording notes for the critique and points for the overall scoring of the competition. Amy, is there something you'd like to announce?
No, doing good. We need to grab a chef's cake. Our
Chef's cakes are going to be awarded to our overall grand champion for today, one for each team member. To a few things, we have a wonderful family winning cutting board and a wireless and the cotton towels. Those are all from the Green Light in downtown Missoula. We donated those beautiful items, multiple color splits. All of our items are in a chicken-sized roasting pan that is from East Hardware. Those are the donated roasting pans with lids. We have a number of items from Big Sky Restaurant Supply. We're great sponsors for our event today. And some very valuable one from Mercer Professional Chef Knives. So we have an 8-inch chef knife here and a 3.5-inch paring knife there. Very exciting. They also gave us some utility scissors in the middle there. We also have a pocket thermometer for your use. Digital pocket thermometer, waterproof, all those good things. Then we also have a fancy toothbrush that our first team can use in the future, next toothbrush from the food store. We also have a prep cutting board hiding back there. That's also from Sky Restaurant Supply. Then we have a number of smaller items that were donated by MCPS from the Central Kitchen. We have a ladle, skimmer, a vegetable peeler, and a little refrigerator and freezer thermometer up front. And then also portions.
I love them.
So a variety of chef tools for our winning team to use in the future. May not look like a lot because they're actually worth over $300. They're really, really great knives. So thank you all of our sponsors for today. We had, again, the Green Light, MCPS,
Reese Hardware, and Big Star Restaurant. Just in a couple of minutes, we're going to have our third team, fourth team, fourth team going to start soon in rotate back to station 1. So we will begin. Names, please.
I'm Levi,
What grade are you in?
12th grade.
Okay.
I'm Jane, a junior.
Okay. And can you tell us a little bit about the recipe you developed for today?
It's like a chicken, potato, egg, crepe, and then a mango sugar salsa.
Sounds delicious. And what commodity ingredients did you use?
Both commodities, the eggs were local, the grape sweet white powder were local, the strawberries were local,
I think the potatoes on your list. Potatoes, yep. Perfect. Well, that sounds delicious. And how do you feel like it went today? Your timing workout?
I worked out pretty well there.
Good. And how was your practice leading up to this event? How did that look like?
I didn't practice very much because I had another class during culinary class.
There we go.
Practice.
Good. And did you practice during your classroom time for culinary even?
I did, she was always in choir, so, yeah.
Well, thank you both for taking the time out of your Saturday to compete. And we're going to head over to our judges. So, thank you. Head over here. See what a little impressions were.
I like the shape, I like the cone shape and the way you wrap it. I thought it was really convenient to wrap and go. So you don't get all messy. I like the freshness of the salsa.
I really like her presentation too, and good job using whole wheat flour. It's a hard thing to do, executed quickly.
I love that little skirt that you crafted it. Can I ask why you guys got that idea?
I went on like YouTube and it's great for me. Yeah. And then I figured it out from there.
Very good progress. Okay.
Thank you. Unless you want to cut berries.
And your next is
I'm done cutting. No berries.
Okay. So we are into Colgate Gold plating time. We'll be presenting shortly to our judges. And back over to station 1, we have Big Sky Blue Team beginning their setup. Very good. So now we're into our second round almost, and all of our stations will be transitioning to our second teams.
I'm proud of myself. Actually, it's the first time I've cut myself in class. You're gonna run out of garnish. You're probably gonna have to take some off. I figured. I'll wipe that. I gotta spread them out. Can I just eat this berry compote when we're done? Where's the berry compote? Okay, which one do you want to put in the back?
Our third team, Colgate Gold, is now presenting to our judges. And they are presenting a ham egg. Very beautiful. It's pretty impressive thing about these timings. We have multiple teams.
This one up there.
And every team is from scratch. majority of the items.
I don't know. Yeah, you probably have to bring them
Bring me a little feedback about our ham and cheese cups that we just tried earlier.
I like the nice ones. I love the color of the light.
It looks really delicious. This is making me jealous. I don't get to try everything. Anything else? Jason?
Yeah, I thought the presentation was awesome, and love the team walk.
I like the use of fresh herbs in the dish. I think there was thyme and some green onion.
Thank you. And we're moving right along. Our second to last team, Seven is getting into position. And then after them, we'll have our last team, Hellgate Red. Going back to station 3.
I'll leave your stuff this paper. Help them structure their recipe together and get organized.
And what do you feel like was the most guidance you gave them? What portion of today I think you guided them the most with?
Probably the sanitation aspect.
Okay. Wonderful. And we're going to go over here to Kevin. Kevin, would you introduce yourself fully?
Hi, I'm Kevin Woolley.
Perfect. And how far into the culinary arts program are you?
I'm about to graduate here in about a month.
Okay. And what do you hope to do after graduation?
I'm currently working at the Silk Road, but I'm also looking for more job opportunities next summer to work maybe out at a luxurious ranch out somewhere. It'd be nice. They grow their own herbs usually there. It'd be a little bit better experience, I think.
Probably more than just herbs, too.
Oh, yeah.
It is Montana. You can grow a lot. And Kevin, what team did you mentor?
I mentored both the Sentinel teams.
Awesome. And how did that go?
It went well. I just gave them some advice, and I feel like they went with it, and it made me very happy to see that.
And was that advice about their recipe or some of their techniques? Or?
It was their technique. It was their plating somewhat, and they had a good direction when I got there. They just needed a little bit of just kind of finesse, I guess.
Perfect. Well, thank you for all of your hard work. And Cassie, I'm going to ask you, how far into the program are you?
I'm about to graduate too.
Okay. And what do you see next for you?
I actually just got a job at Paul's Up as an
Well, congratulations, both of our chefs here. Thank you both for being mentors during this process for our team.
We have one more mentor.
Sarah's around. We'll talk to her in a minute. She's busy. We'll let her be busy with her team, and we'll talk to her in a minute.
Will this keep milk process? No? Are you sure?
Alrighty, well, we have our sixth and final team about to set up. We've got a 10-minute setup time, prep time. And while things are happening behind me and delicious smells are filling the air, so I'd ask our judges a few more questions, learn more about their experience of this culinary competition today. Thanks, Jeff. We go up here. So there are clearly a lot of skills and knowledge, experience that a chef needs to have to be confident but also very successful at their job, I would imagine. What do you think are the most important skills for a great chef to have?
Insanity is the first thing you have to have.
I knew you would be great.
And so I'm very successful. It's a different animal being in this industry. It's, we're working when everyone else is playing. The working conditions are usually very harsh, hot, and the saying, if it's too hot, get out of the kitchen. can't stand the heat. It's really true. The diversity of the people that you work with can be challenging sometimes. We're the lowest paid industry that there is, for whatever reason. So it tends to attract some folks who are a little gruff, just put it that way. However, if you can rise above that, it is very rewarding. It's exciting. There's always something to learn. It can be a very comrade-oriented business and a lot of fun.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, and the chef and I were talking earlier this morning about how the culinary world is often glamorized by Top Chef and Chopped and things, other shows like that. I don't know, I don't have a TV, but when I did, those are the shows that I watched. And the reality of it is that it's, you know, some interesting personalities, long hours, hot working conditions, and it's pretty tough. But just being a little over the edge, not quite, a little over the edge of the insanity, and a whole lot of passion keeps you going. What's your favorite dish to make? Or is that a cliche question? You can throw it back at me if you don't want to answer that.
I used to say making money is my favorite dish. It really, food to me is like air. It's like water. It's everything that I look at in terms of food is very special. I look at the ingredients that we use, and I think that it's godlike. It is something that we really need to respect. I'm very proud of being able to put that to respect our natural resources that way. In terms of what I like to cook, it goes in phases. Vietnamese is a big Indian cuisine and very type of things not too long ago. Recently I've been getting into South American salad. And it's breathtaking because every time you turn the corner there's something new to learn.
Thank you. That's great. All right, thank you. That's wonderful. Ms. Hoffman, are you still writing notes? Are you ready to answer some more questions? Yeah? Well, so many questions for you guys. So much to learn. So Natasha here, as we learned a bit earlier, is a fabulous cook, although she does not have professional training. She does have a lot of experience in more of the agricultural field and farming. And the question for you is, how did you start to fall in love with food in your current work? Was it through farming, through growing food, or cooking food?
Great question. I'm trying to think back. I first fell in love with food. It was through growing food. And I was in high school, and in my sophomore year of high school, looking for a summer job. I grew up in Iowa, so corn and pig country, as far as I can see. Most of my classmates got summer jobs detasseling corn. So that's yanking the tassels off the top of the corn. You Montanans probably don't know about that. But it's hard, sweaty, hot work in the heat of the day. And at that point in my life, I had terrible allergies. So I just dreaded that kind of work. So I was looking for a summer job, and there was a farmer, kind of an oddball farmer down the road from my house, and she had a CSA, which is a community-supported agriculture farm. So it's a farm where people in the community buy shares, and then they receive a portion of the vegetables from that farm every week. So I hooked up with her and found that I could get a job taking care of vegetables and growing food besides corn in Iowa. And she was the most amazing cook. She would cook for the whole farm crew every day for lunch. And she cooked cuisines, like Indian cuisine and Vietnamese cuisine, all sorts of food for us. There is one back there. Everything was super big though. And I was just so in awe of such a powerful lady, cooking cooking all that food, but also working so hard to grow vegetables for 200 families in the area.
Thank you. That was really heartwarming. Sharing your story there. I don't think I can do that about that. Okay. So one more. So I asked Thomas this about what skills do you need or think you need to be a great chef, and so I'll ask you, what skills do you think someone needs to be a great farmer or culinary?
A lot of skills and kind of like characteristics has like courage to kind of break out of the mold, like about corn country, or break out of the mold from farming and grow real food for people. I also think that creativity and are really important. Finding ways to grow food and finding ways that work in your environmental system that you place in. Go lots more.
Well, that was awesome. Thank you. Now you can give Natasha a round of applause. If you were to be a fruit or vegetable, what would you be and why?
I would be kale.
Oh.
Because kale is the most nutritious vegetable. It's also the toughest vegetable. It survived down to 0 degrees. Maybe it's not the most nutritious, but in my mind, it's the most nutritious. It's a peasant food, a common person's food. It's what got people through the Middle Ages in Northern Europe. Yep. No, potatoes are a New World crop. And it's just grows well everywhere. Easy to grow. It's easy to integrate into your diet. You can almost grow it year round here. Yeah, it's just resilient. It won't stay down. Kale.
All right. I like that word, resilient. And I also appreciate that you didn't need to think for one split second about your answer. Oh, look at that, ladies and gentlemen. Kale tattoo. Show that arm. There we go. The love is there. All right. And now, you have formal experience as a farmer?
Yes.
Like, you work on the Peace Farm a lot. What do you think the most important skills and characteristics are of the top-notch farmer?
Commitments would definitely be a big one. Being passionate about what you're doing, actually wanting to do it. Because if you don't want to do it, you're not going to get a lot done. And being able to work within the confines of the ecological systems, as far as organic farming goes. Really being aware of that and thinking about that. Trying to be innovative to use those things so that it's not a detriment to your surroundings. And then just use your
Well, thank you very much. It's been an honor speaking with all three of you. Thanks for your time.
She said those were small.
Those are small zucchinis.
No, those are ginormous compared to what we had before.
Yeah.
What?
Sorry, guys.
Oh, we're not done.
Falling apart that fast?
What? Yeah, they are.
Why?
I don't know, but they're completely falling apart.
Just don't quite get it, and I'm at the end of class nagging, this needs to be cleaned, that needs to be sanitized, you need to do that. So I think it's just mainly having them clean up after themselves. And I'm not necessarily talking about Culinary 3, but the Culinary 1, Culinary 2 class. I'm not your mom. I'm not going to go around and pick up the dishes after you. You just follow through. The cooking's fine, but the cleanup's equally important.
All right. Thank you for answering that honestly. Love it. We're doing this great. No, she's doing great, isn't she? Yeah, let's give her a round of applause for her. Thank you so much. Yeah, and she's busy to go mother hen the team over there. They'll be wrapping up soon. And I think I'll put reaction as, station number 1 over here is in the midst of plating, and so we'll be getting the reaction from the judges here in just a little bit. But maybe you can just wave when I introduce you for those of you who came a bit later. Natasha Hagen is here. She works for the University of Montana Dining Services. She's the garden manager.
You need to be smarter than the equipment.
It's really hard. It's really hard to be smart at technology.
As a pharmacy school coordinator, and she's also one of the site supervisors for the food corps program. And then, last but certainly not least is Chef Thomas Campbell from the Missoula Culinary College. And he's really the pro at the table and coming to us with a critical eye for the plating and the dishes themselves. And those three are
It's a chimney on the go with sauteed mushrooms, onions, with cilantro, and then grilled chicken, and then you quick cook the whole chimney. It's like just a rapid cook in oil. And on the side we have a fruit cup, which is bananas with a puree of strawberries and peaches with a splash of orange juice.
Sounds delicious. And how did you feel like the process went for you today?
Not too bad.
Not too bad.
Could have went better.
What could have gone better?
Could have been more organized.
Yeah, a little bit more organized. That's about it.
Perfect. And we understand this is a little special for you, Tony. Can you tell us why today is a little extra important?
This is part of my senior project to go to Big Sky High School. As that, I wrote a paper on processed foods, how they're bad for us. And then I made this, which is it's healthy, with the whole wheat tortilla and fruit and dairy goes into it.
Nice. And what are they filled with again?
Chicken, eggs, mushrooms, onions, cilantro.
Nice. Great. Well, nicely done. We'll be back in a few minutes. So let's give a round of applause. Thank you. We're gonna put over here. And all of our teams will be wrapped up on their plating and cleanup periods by 12:30. And then after 12:30, we'll have a bit of a judging deliberation time and break for teams. Yes. And during that time, we'll be tallying all of our scores, getting our awards all set. And then in private, the teams will be meeting with our wonderful judges and getting some feedback to help with their learning process and get comments about all of the dishes and a little bit more information of how they could have done things differently or done them even better. So we're gonna over here. Jason, are you ready for me? Sure. Okay.
I thought the presentation was fantastic. I like the local cilantro. It's a nice flavor. The bubble, how that is a whole wheat tortilla. So yeah, it tastes that good. So yeah, good job.
The chimneys are nice and crispy on the outside. I like that crispy outside. I like this really great. Great. Chef Nichols still working hard. See what he has to say.
I agree. Very nice presentation, colorful. One thing about presentation is, does your anticipation meet what you actually taste and feel in terms of texture. And this is, you know, what well there. We've got a
Great. Okay, thank you, judges. Another dish, Culinary soup. They're very calm. Can you tell us what's going on over here?
just cooking the hash browns.
You have 10 minutes of time left. Feel like you can get everything done in the next 10 minutes?
Yeah.
Yep. Feel confident?
Yeah.
Okay. Our next dish is ready for our judges to taste. Before you sneak away and start your cleanup time, can you tell us what we have for our judges?
So we have a zucchini bread sandwich with a fruit, strawberry and banana cream cheese filling, and then an omelet in a cup.
Wonderful. Okay, I'll let you get back to your cleaning and we'll talk more after you're done. We have one more team wrapping up with their cleaning times, and then we will be back. So let the judges taste.
I really enjoyed all the colors in some dish. And I like the juxtaposition of the having something salty and something sweet.
I like the use of the local ingredients and the use of the commodity ingredients. Particularly that you use those ingredients to make something. So yeah, there's a lot of creativity on this dish, and it's really good.
Thank you. Let's give a round of applause. And now our last team is working on completing their dish for the judges. And then we'll have a little break while the judges deliberate, and then our teams will be meeting with our judges for that feedback. And then we'll come back at 1 o'clock for our awards ceremony, which will be happening. And there's some new members to our audience. So we'll just take a look back here. We have a wonderful prize table. So at that prize table, we have some chef's kits that have been donated by our local business sponsors. So in those chef's kits, a variety of culinary tools worth over $300 a piece. And those were donated by Big Sur Restaurant Supply, the Good Food Store, the Green Light, Ace Hardware, and a few items from CCS as well. So those will be going to our winning team. And as a little refresher, all of our points, all of our teams today can score either bronze, silver, or gold for the medals.
This way?
And then in addition to that, so every team will receive one of those goods. And then in addition to that, the first, second, and third winners for the highest overall scores will be getting our trophies. And that first place team will be receiving the chef's kit. And in addition to that, their recipe will be adapted, probably, for the scale of Central Kitchen produces food. It's pretty impressive. And do you want to tell us a little bit about how the SPS Central Kitchen works, since you are the mastermind behind it?
We operate the satellite operation, means that we prepare most of our meals in one facility and then ship them out. So to convert a recipe from this scale into a large high volume scale, we need to consider time and temperature control, how durable the recipes are during travel, how much on-site preparation is required, and then also in the preparation, like how would you take something like this and mass produce it?
How many meals a day will this be served to?
When this is featured on the menu, it will be potentially for breakfast, it will be potentially about 2,500. And if we do like a breakfast for lunch, it would go up to 6,000. We have 18 sites. 18 sites. And the Central Kitchen primarily serves 12 locations, 9 K5s and 3 6-8s.
Thank you. So, our last team is almost ready, and we'll be back. I'm cleaning up, we'll chat with them about their recipe.
total veggies in the whole recipe that we've made today. So there's carrots, zucchini, and so those are local Montana ingredients right there. Commodity zucchini. Then it's all blended together with rice. It's seasoned with paprika, mozzarella, basil, cayenne pepper, that's the one I'm looking for. And it's all blended together there. And then it's served with the honey Greek yogurt, the apple being on the inner part of the hash brown, and then the strawberry heart and the blueberries on the outside, just for decorative purposes.
Wonderful, looks delicious. And would you like to share anything about the rest, or how did it go today? What do we think? Boyd?
It was fine. We had too much time almost because we just got up the gate pretty fast.
Okay, well that's better than having not enough time. Correct. And Ben, you participated last year, correct? So how did this pacing, I know you had more time to cook last year. You still have more time than enough this year?
Last year I was actually the alternate, so I just kind of got to sit back and watch and everything, but it was definitely, you were able to do a lot more last year because we had more people, and then there was more things you could add to the plate. You could have everything on there rather than just the main dish.
Perfect. Yes, we have a little variation of how our recipes came together this year. We did want, there were 6 teams. That was busy today. It was fun. So, thank you, gentlemen. We'll be back to you in a minute for their final comments, and then we will take a break and then do our awards.
I like the crispiness of it. There's some good seasoning in there, nice flavor profile. I like the incorporated cooking techniques in there, the rice cookery. Show of different techniques, shows a lot of skill.
Again, very colorful. Really, I really like the presentation a lot. I like the spiciness. It's the first thing to add a little spice to it. I didn't think it was too much. And yeah, it was just very unique, very great.
I also like the spice of it. And yeah, super creative.
Okay, so that wraps up the part of our competition today. And now our judges are going to tally our final scores, get those all squared away, and write some final comments. And in 5 minutes, or 10 minutes, excuse me, we're going to come back with our teams, and they're going to step behind our petition and speak with our judges to get some more specific feedback for their recipe process in the future. What changes they might want to make in the future. Finally ready to begin our awards ceremony. And I'm going to ask Jean to step up here and introduce our wonderful presenter for our awards today. Very exciting. So Jean, it's all you.
So once again, congratulations to all of you guys, students, managers, coaches. Can we have a big round of applause for everybody here? Superstars in this crowd. Speaking of which, I'd like to introduce our mayor, John Engen. Take it away, John.
Thank you very much, Jean. Good afternoon. I'm generally opposed to events involving young people, but decided to come out today for you because there was food involved. So thank you for that. But apparently I showed up too late for the food. Is that? I don't. Yeah. So. Well, we'll time it differently next year. I've been heavily scripted, ladies and gentlemen, so that we don't get too far off track here. I will tell you, Jean, that I became a hog when I was about 7. So I don't know, I'm gonna look that up over to the Wikipedia and see if that's accurate. So, we want to thank our partner organizations today, Missoula County Public Schools, Garden City Harvest, of course, University of Montana Dining Services, always helpful, Missoula College, and Food Corps Montana for helping us put this culinary competition together. Based on all that I've heard, the morning was eventful, no one was injured, and apparently the food was pretty good, so that's not bad, right? I want to thank all of the students for their months of preparation for the competition. You guys have done a fantastic job. Everyone is very proud of your work today, And we hope that this was rewarding and memorable for you. And again, no injuries, some injuries, you okay? Yeah? No bleeders though, right? All right, fantastic. All right. We can call fire at any time. Let's give the students a round of applause, shall we? Folks at that table, did you misbehave in some way? Is that why you've been sent back there? All right, well, fair enough. That's usually my table as well. I understand completely. I also want to thank the mentors from the Missoula College Culinary Arts Program for sharing their valuable knowledge and expertise. And if those mentors who are here would come to the front to be recognized. Cassie Warner mentored the Big Sky High School teams. Cassie. Kevin Woolley and Tom Cooney co-mentored the Sentinel teams, and Kevin is here. And Sam Steiger mentored the Hellgate High School teams. Thank you very much, Sam. And finally, we'd like to thank the teachers and coaches who continue to go above and beyond each year as culinary arts teachers. These teams would not be here today but for their ongoing leadership and dedication. So if those folks would please come to the front and be recognized as well. Audrey Nichols, ladies and gentlemen, has been with Missoula County Public Schools for the last 19 years, which is about how long it took me to get through grade school, and has been teaching culinary arts at Hellgate for 12 years, and although Audrey was not a coach in this year's competition, she was an active member of the planning committee. Audrey had to leave today. She's not with us, but we wanted to acknowledge Audrey's efforts. Mary Fillmore began teaching at Missoula County Public Schools in 2000 and is the family and consumer science teacher at Big Sky High School. Mary used extra creativity and collaboration this year by including a skilled Big Sky student photographer to assist with team pictures. So thank you very much, Mary. Lois Reimers has been teaching a variety of classes at Sentinel High School for the last 31 count 'em years. Congratulations, Lois. She loves the hands-on of teaching, learning life skills that will serve students for the rest of their lives. Thank you very much, Lois. What are these plants that we're giving away? Herbs? That's not the reefer, is it? It's Missoula, I don't know. What do I don't use the stuff, I'm afraid of the munchies. Don't tell anyone I said any of that.
No, we didn't hear that.
Finally, we would like to give Kathy Summeroff from Hellgate High School an extra thank you. This will be her last year of teaching at Missoula County Public Schools. She began teaching in 1986 and taught hundreds, maybe thousands, maybe millions of students over the last 28 years. Happy retirement, Kathy. And thanks for all of your years of teaching and inspiring. Congratulations. And now, on to the part you all have been waiting for. Let's begin the award ceremony. We will award medals to all teams based on their overall scores. So those teams scoring between 80 and 89 points today will receive silver medals. And that's all 6 teams today, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. So we'll start using a technique we call alphabetical order. Big Sky Blue team receives a gold today. A silver, sorry. Blue.
Every team got a silver medal.
Everybody gets a silver medal, okay.
So Big Sky Team Blue, please step forward.
Okay. I got confused. We should have some sort of a Olympic song, shouldn't we, of some sort? All right, congratulations. One more round of applause for Big Sky Blue. Hellgate Red, ladies and gentlemen.
Big Sky Gold.
Oh, Big Sky Gold. Now I understand what the semicolon means. Big Sky Gold, come on up. All right, Big Sky Gold, thank you. Congratulations, guys. Hellgate Red. There you are. Guys, and Hellgate Gold. Are those medals real silver? Is that? I have to look at these medals real quick because they're. Oh yeah, based on the weight, they are not silver. Perhaps aluminum? Is that? That's a precious metal. And recyclable. So it's all green today here, ladies and gentlemen. Sentinel purple, folks. Well done. And finally, folks, Sentinel Gold. Congratulations. All right, now, absolutely. So now we're going to recognize the 3 teams who scored the highest overall in today's culinary competition. In third place, because we'll start in third, is the team that developed the recipe for the hermit roll. Ladies and gentlemen, was the entree. This is Sentinel Purple in third place. That's Wyatt Wilcox, Benitez, manager Max Bush. Congratulations, guys. Good, fantastic. In second place, and there was a lot of consternation over it. There was a tie, and the tie had to be broken. And then that apparently was a Fight Club thing that happened behind the divider. Nobody looks too worse for wear. Ladies and gentlemen, Chimneys on the Go was the recipe. And in second place, Big Sky Blue. That's Tony Suber, Fallon Vaughn, and manager Anitra Schmidt. Congratulations. I understand the Chimneys on the Go are portable, right? Yeah? Any left over? Yeah? Oh, don't put it past me, my friend. Takes a lot of fuel to run a big truck. And ladies and gentlemen, what you've all been waiting for in first place, this team's recipe for the egg cup and zucchini bread will be featured on the MCPS breakfast menu. Congratulations, Sentinel Team Gold! Ladies and gentlemen. That's Olivia Edwards, Lucas Streckengust, and manager Janae Mitchell, ladies and gentlemen. And one more, let's give it one more time. Let's give congratulations to all the students, teachers, and mentors who gave up their Saturday today. And to Sentinel Team Gold, the 2015 champions. Thank you all for joining us today. Hope you've enjoyed the competition. Don't forget to eat your locally grown vegetables. I don't know what they are, but apparently they're good and good for you. The vegetables, yeah? All right. Anything else we need to do, Amy?
Thank you all for coming and for our teams for participating today. Thank you all. You did a great job. Have a good afternoon.